What's up, guys? How's it going? How's everyone doing today? It's G here. Welcome back to another episode, another live stream. I think I've got a pretty good one for you guys today as well. I want to do a recap of the stock market, just what's going on with everything. A lot of turmoil, a lot of news coming out or this past week. Then we got some stuff headed into the week ahead. And so the stock market is really reflecting or reacting to all of that. But if you guys don't mind, do me a favor and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys want to catch the next live stream, or hit the notification bell so you know, and hopefully you can join the next one and I can answer your questions and everything. As for today, make sure you add any tickers to the chat and I will take a look at those in just a second. I do have a list from some of the Twitter followers. They've wanted me to cover a few of these, so we'll take a look at all that. But I first want to take a look at the market, give you guys a recap of what's going on. Then we'll take a look at the stocks, the SPY ticker first. We'll cover SPY in the charts, and then we'll start looking at some plays for the next week. So hopefully you guys like this one. Make sure to hit the like button for me, and really appreciate everything you guys do for me. So on the broader, or I guess on Friday, we really didn't have much of a down day, but it was an overall bad week, and we'll take a look at the chart in just a second. But what really led into what's going on is basically, I think at the end of close on Thursday, FedEx reported that they basically pulled back their guidance for the year. And interestingly enough, we have earnings for FedEx next week too, so we'll look at that as well. Because next week we have a few earnings. Most of the earnings are actually dying. There's like one or two. Let me see if I can pull that up really quick actually. And I think it's just Costco and FedEx that I would be interested in. I think those could be interesting plays for sure. Other than that, I don't really see any other plays that are really interesting at all. But let me resize this so we can see this a lot cleaner. Let me do that. Quick do this for you guys. So this is Earnings Whisper, and these have all the earnings for next week. Like I said, the only interesting ones are going to be these two for me, honestly. And maybe Trip.com, just because this one is related to travel and vacations and stuff, so that the outlook on that might be down. So this outlook on this one will be interesting for sure. But if you guys want me to cover any of these, let me know. For my picks, the ones that I'll be covering today, we'll look at SPY. I want to talk about the relationship to the dollar and gold. And then my three big plays are definitely going to be natural gas, Coinbase, and Costco. And then we'll kind of add a few other ones, like I said, subscriber picks. And then any that you really have questions for. But like I said, on Friday, what really caused the pullback was this recession concerns, as FedEx pulled their guidance and stuff. So stocks finished lower on Friday. Actually, also options. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on with the market right now. Actually, I wrote some of these things down. So the FedEx warning, CPI data next week, CPI data came in bad, and that kind of ties into the Fed rate that's going into next week. Then we also have some technicals, which I'll show you guys in just a second. And then we had a big expiration on Friday. So all that stuff, tied together, it's what's really causing this uncertainty and these big volatile moves in the market. So just a few things there to consider. For overall, the SPY closed below 390, which is the first time since July. So just going back to those technical levels that I said, and the NASDAQ actually led the weekly losses as well. And like I said, all of that's going to be tied into the Fed, which is set to do interest rates next week. And yeah, Fed cited economic softness as a reason it pulled the earnings guidance. One interesting thing about the FedEx pullback is they actually did that towards the end of the earnings cycle. They said they saw soft volume towards the end of the cycle, which just in my opinion means that inflation and demand and just economic slowdown is getting worse towards the end of the quarter for them. So let's just quickly run down through some of these things that I mentioned earlier. So the SPY fell to a 2-month low Friday, losing in a losing week for U.S. stocks, with a profit warning from the Fed underscoring worries about economic weakness, just as investors prepared for the Federal Reserve next week. So just a lot of stuff, like I mentioned, just all kind of coming out at the same time. And this is not even to include any of the FedEx, or not the FedEx news, but the Russian stuff, all the Putin, the natural gas, European, all that. This is on a whole different plate, if I would say. And then we also have the railroads, all those catalysts. That's not including any of that. This is just basically recession concerns. So SPY dropped 3,900 for the first time since July. Just going back to those technicals that I mentioned. And then this is basically the important thing for this article. FedEx shares were slammed lower after the package delivery company issued a profit warning for fiscal year first quarter and ditched its previous earnings guidance for the next year. It said results were hurt by global volume softness that accelerated towards the end of the period. So that's what I'm saying by just kind of like it's an upward trend. That's what it looks like, accelerating towards the end of the period. And so that's just an outlook and is concerning for just the overall economy. This is the CEO. He said on Thursday foresees a recession for the global. So this right here is going to trigger a lot of algorithms. Just the word recession, fears, all that's going to really affect the market. And like I said on Thursday, that's why we actually sold off. And for the day, like just going back to the chart, it didn't look like a very bad day. But on the overall weekly chart, we'll take a look at it in just a second. And maybe I should just pull it up now. Weekly, it looks very bad. So there's a few different things that I want you guys to consider, and I'll go through those in just a second. But just a huge red candle on the weekly chart, and basically like an engulfing candle. So we'll talk a little bit more about the chart in just a second. Let me just read a couple of these other things, and then we'll be good to go. So actually, I think that was it on this. Okay, so for Thursday, the thing that happened on Thursday was the FedEx thing, right? Now going into next week, we've still got concerns and worries about the September 2021 raise in the Fed fund rates. So basically what we're pricing in right now is 75 points for the current 2.25 and 2.5 range. That'll be the fourth time that we do interest rate hikes. Just trying to target down inflation, but really inflation is at 8%, so this is not nowhere near enough of interest rate points there's more work to be done basically. So that's all definitely concerning, I would say, and we're far from like pivoting and stuff, right? Here's a couple other things that are happening. Argument that there's no alternative to buying stocks has been a cash yield soar. So I guess that what that tells me is that just the dollar keeps going up. People are not putting money into stocks and anything else. They're just holding cash, which is making the dollar go up. Is that right? And then we still, like I said, have the German government doing the whole oil refineries, and then Russia with the natural gas imports. So all that European news as well, also kind of tying into some of the negativity. I think everything else was just commodity based and stuff, and crypto. We'll also talk a little bit at crypto. Because I am in some puts for not Costco but Coinbase, so that'll be definitely interesting to talk about in just a bit. The only other thing I was going to show about FedEx is just that volume raise. Well, not this one. Where is it at? Thought I saw a quote from him. Here it is. Global volumes declined as the macroeconomic trends significantly worsened towards the later of the quarter, both internationally and in the U.S. So that is like more of a global like economic pandemic or whatever. I don't know what to call it, but it's not good basically. While this performance is disappointing, we are aggressively accelerating to cost reduction efforts. I think it's going to be very hard to reduce efforts on the cost side just because of everything else going on. That is just something that, the CEO has to say to, reassure the shareholders and whoever's invested in FedEx and just the economy, basically reassure them that everything's not terrible, but it could be pretty bad in the back end of things. But that's just like on the front page what they have to say, basically, I would think. And then, like I said, just going back more to next week, the Fed rates, but we've already talked about that. Energy, I think it's a very interesting sector. I believe it's getting, suppressed, getting compressed. People are trying to bring it down. But you basically seen it through like this whole year. There'll be catalysts that push it back down, but then those catalysts don't last and energy just goes back up higher. So I think that's what's going on right now. They're trying to compress it. They've been holding it down, but come winter, natural gas is going to start skyrocketing. Some people might even rotate out of oil and go into natural gas. So I think natural gas is going to be the play for sure. But we'll take a look at the charts in just a bit. And if you guys have tickers to comment put them in the chat and we'll take a look at them. I've already got a few from Twitter, so if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, go follow me here. I post some useful information sometimes not, but I did ask a few people or just anybody that wanted to get some of their tickers covered. So we've got Walmart, Dollar General, and Snow. So I've added those to the list here, so we'll take a look at those. And again, if you guys are watching this video later, subscribe, hit the like button for me, and then yeah, you can catch me in the next one, and we can I can help answer your questions. So I think that's everything I had on the SPY. Do want to share just a little bit of this video here as experts kind of weigh in what they're expecting. And then we'll go into the charts and we'll take a look at the SPY, and I'll show you guys a few things to know for the next week. So let me play this really quick and then we'll be good to go.
A tough day for markets. All major indices in the red. The SP 500 falling more than 5.5% for the week. It's the worst 5-day performance that we've seen in just about 3 months. We want to bring in Ann Berry, founder of Threadneedle Ventures. And great to see you here. A very tough week for the markets, ending it on a down note. What's ahead? Do we see further risk?
I wish I could be more positive, particularly on a Friday, but I'm not. Downside risk. I think we haven't scratched the surface of seeing the impact of the strong dollar. I'm just back from Europe. I'm seeing demand is clearly going to crater going into the winter with rising energy prices. I think the worst is still to come.
So, Anne, how much worse are we talking here potentially?
Now, I think the S&P could still see another 10 to 15% correction downwards, unfortunately, and I think that really is exposed to downside risk depending on how energy prices, continue to trend, particularly internationally. So I'm not optimistic, but I do think there's some glimmers of hope in terms of certain kinds of stock picking if one had the courage to go out there and start picking up value names.
Okay, let's ask then. What are some of those names? You led me there.
Well, it's interesting. One of the learnings I have from this FedEx situation is I do think it's the recessionary outlook, but it's also the lack of credibility that now the management team's got hanging over it. I think there are some companies like Netflix. This is a bold one I'm going to throw out there. Netflix got absolutely crushed. Taking notes, famous last words, got crushed until it came out with a credible plan, until it announced a partnership with Microsoft, until it talked about pricing. And it has managed to convince the street, you've seen a bunch of pricing upgrades that team can execute. Those are the kinds of businesses I'm looking for now as earnings season starts looming.
And going back to what you were saying before with the S&P, we have another 10 to 15% to drop from here. What's going to stop the selling? What do we need to see to turn things around?
I do think inflation needs to start rapidly turning the corner. I think that's one piece of it. I think the second thing we need to see is the labor market stop sending these really mixed messages. Right. On the one hand, we feel that consumer sentiment is beginning to waver. We've seen layoffs being announced, but unemployment claims are actually, thankfully, pretty robust. But people are confused, and until that confusion settles, it's really hard to see things stabilizing.
So, Anne, do you think the markets are confused?
Oof. Oh, I'm going to keep
well, how much
play.
risk do you think they're pricing in at the moment?
I think not enough. I think where the market has fully priced in what is to come is with respect to Fed rates. I think there is clarity on what's going to happen next week. I think that there is a sense that Jay Powell is now communicating clearly with the markets, but it's the broader macro pieces that I think are not yet fully priced in, the strong dollar being one of them and commodity prices being the other.
You just said you were back from Europe. How bad do you think it will get there? And is there any upside in that international investors could see our equities as a safe haven?
Let's take some of the biggest economies there. Let's take Germany, for example, right? The grande dame of the Eurozone. Natural gas has been shut off to the major pipeline there. Energy prices have soared in north of 100%. We haven't even hit winter yet. Consumers haven't yet seen the impact on their heating bills. Once that becomes visible and discretionary consumer spend starts dropping off, I think that's when the pain becomes more obvious.
What are the implications from the pain over there? What does that mean for investors here?
Well, if we think about the S&P 500, roughly 40% of the revenue generated comes from international, so non-US, non-domestic markets. A stronger dollar means all of those currency revenues become worth less, but also volumes come down. So I think that's where we'll see it. I think we'll see it across the board.
And obviously, Anne, it's also been a very...
I think I'm going to cut that off there. I think she puts up some good points. Basically, some of the stuff I was mentioning. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, okay. Yeah, just tying all that stuff, she brought up really good points. The FedEx warning, like I said, they were talking about international slowing in volume. So not just, let me find my article real quick. It might be up here actually. International and US volume decline. So that's basically going back to all that. So I think 40% of whatever she said was international. So that's one thing to tie into all that. The strong dollar, we'll talk about that in just a bit. Jobless claims is something also she was talking about layoffs, but the jobless claims on Thursday came out and they were actually a lot lower than they were expected. So that means there's more people still with jobs, right? So when people still have that money, they still have buying power, they still have jobs, then inflation's going to keep going because it's not cutting demand. So like, for example, I don't have the data, I don't have the numbers. Maybe we can pull those up really quick and then we'll look at charts. Sorry if we're waiting on charts. We'll look at that in just a bit. Let me go to economic calendar. Oh, I'm actually already here. So this week, what was this? The 12th? Yeah, this one will work. Thursday, where are our Thursday numbers? Jobless claims. So jobless claims means people that don't have a jobs, right? Is that right? So in order for demand and inflation, in order for inflation to go down or try to keep inflation down, we need demand to go down. But so we need people to have less buying power. We need people to unfortunately go unemployed. And so we need this number to basically beat the estimates. So what is the estimate? Yeah, these are the previous. The forecast is this. Yeah, okay, my bad. Sorry. This is the forecast. So we needed like 226,000. If the jobless claims, so people without jobs, came in higher, then that would have been a bullish thing for the market because it's showing that they're trying to, slow down or stop slowing the economy basically. But that is one thing that she mentioned, the labor layoffs and stuff, and then I just kind of added to it by including the jobless claims data that we had on Thursday. So on top of CPI data being bad, which is basically telling us that, where's that at? Was that Wednesday or was that Tuesday? Tuesday. So on top of like CPI, core CPI, this is without energy and food. This is just straight up CPI, like rent and stuff, services. That still went up higher. Where's it at here? Year over year, month over month. We were expecting an increase, but we basically doubled the increase. And then the other CPI, the 8.5, that did come down, but it still came in higher than the forecast. So this was previous 8.5, and we basically talked about this. So I don't know if I need to talk about this more, but all of these things together just really adding pressure to the stock market and leading into the week ahead. So rate hikes and stuff. So Fed rates to next week, right? So all that. Okay, I've actually got it right here. So those things are basically all tied together. And then on top of that, technicals and just chart stuff, we have technicals and options that came in. Big expiration, options expiration. So all of these things together are adding pressure to the SPY and all the stock market. So let's go ahead and finally talk about some of the stocks, and let's talk about SPY first. So just a few things that I noted, and we've basically been covering some of this stuff. The first thing I want to definitely point out for you guys is that our weekly candle closed outside of our previous week, and you can see it's basically an engulfing candle. This is like a bearish candle pattern, so that's not good. Another thing that I want to point out is the well, there's two things. The first one is we have OPEX each month, right? So the 15th, the third Friday of each month. So the 15th, the 19th, and yesterday was September the 16th. So that's when all the contracts are expiring. Most of the contracts are expiring. And if you guys take a look at the previous two histories for August and July, we actually gapped down, or not gapped down, but we went downwards. So like I said, the last one was July 15th. Okay, so we're going to chart that up really quick. July 15th was right here. So we closed at 385, and then the next following week we opened down at 382. So we did come down that instance. The next one was August 19th, I believe. Is that right? This one was actually pretty bad. So we closed, we opened at 424. Then we closed, I think this was also the Jack Hole for Powell too. But so that kind of did add to it. But we did have big expirations this day too. And so this one was pretty bad. So some of the percentages that we came down, the first one was July, was it 15th? I believe it was 15th. Let me go back. 15th, yeah, 15th and 19th. So the 15th, we came down, so we closed at 385. We opened at 382, so almost 1%. And then on Friday, the August 19th, we basically closed at, let's just say 422, and we opened at 416. So about 5 points, 1.27%. So just based off like historically the most recent data points, I would be expecting we come down or open down Monday. And just going back to that candle, so this is like a huge red candle on the weekly. Like the only other times that I saw we have big red candles like that was this instance right here. This is the June 6th sell-off, and this was the week. So we opened the week at 416, we closed it at 390. So that's a huge move, right? The following day, we actually opened down or gapped down to 380, 379. And the only other instance that I see that's pretty huge like that is actually, I believe, this one right here, the January 18th. And for this one, we opened at 360, closed at about 438. This one, we actually gapped down as well. We opened at 432. We ended up closing the week strong, but we still did gap down that week. So for Monday, I'm probably trying to lean bearish and going to the downside. There is some optimism though on the, I guess the weekly, or not the weekly, but the hourly chart. It does look like we have a strong support though, or resistance now that we want to retouch before we confirm some more downside. And so what I saw basically, we've covered this in some of the live streams. I saw kind of like a bear flag or just some sideways consolidation for some time, right? This was the downside, like a pretty sharp, steep drop, then consolidating, and then followed by the next drop. That's basically what I saw. The target for that is basically down at 375, 373, and we also have a gap fill down here. And so that's what I'm looking at right now. I think the closer you get to that gap fill, the most likely, it's kind of like a magnet, the more likely you'll actually fill that. So I am expecting a retouch of these levels down here. Obviously, towards the end of Friday, we did start running up. So I would not be surprised if feuds open up green and maybe we open up at 388. But overall, by market open, we could see the continuation of a sell-off. So let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think about that? That's just kind of some of the stuff I noted. And then kind of going back to the daily, I do want to do the Fibonacci retracement. I think I saw something interesting when I was looking at the chart. Let me see what I have. So I think I did the Fibonacci retracement from here. So this is the start of that run. And I think the level was to here. So here we go. So there's really no supports on the Fibonacci's. Like I said, we could retouch this 388, 389 level, but it is looking to fill, or the next support for the fibs is around this range down here. So that's what I'm looking at there. And let me just take a look at the fib on the bigger time scale. Like this was the huge last run. Also on the volume profile, not to mention the volume profile, these are the big levels that I have marked out. 388, 390, and then the one down here, 375, which is basically the completion of that bear flag that I marked out. And if you guys don't know the bear flag, basically how I got that is you do the pull from here from the top down to, you know, where the consolidation happens, and then you copy that down here to the top of that, basically. So that's just some projections, obviously not 100% accurate. It's not going to go to that, but I would say like a good 70-80% of most of that should, or most of it actually already happened. Like at least 50% of that drop, or 60% of that drop has came true. So that's good. But yeah, on the bigger time frame, we got the volume profiles here. Up here, 413, which we talked about that too there. And we do have this support here that we broke, so that's another bearish indicator actually. So I think best case scenario, I would say the bulls have a lot of work to do. We have to basically get back inside this trend, right? We have to get above this volume profile. But even until that, we still aren't technically bullish until we get above 413. So they just have a lot of work to do. So it's so much easier to be bearish. Obviously the algos and stuff are gonna lean, or the algos are gonna lean bullish and just keep buying stuff up. right? It could be a trap, but I'm trying to stay away, and it is frustrating when the market just keeps going up, right? When it doesn't make sense. How do you guys feel though? Let me know in the chat below. You guys are hella quiet right now. So we covered the ascending trend line. What else? The target here. I was going to show something. Oh, the Fibonacci. Let me do the fib. And then we'll take a look at some individual charts. We are going to use the Unusual Whales platform. So if you guys want me to look at a few options for any of your tickers, put those tickers in the chat. And if you guys want to sign up for Unusual Whales and save 5%, you can use my link, and it's there below. And you'll help out the channel as well. You can also just make a free account. I recommend just making the free account, but use my code, so in case you sign up, you can still save that little bit each month. So the Fibonacci, what I'm trying to do, I think it's this point from here up to here. Let me make sure. Yeah, so on the Fibonacci, this is the last huge run that we had. I did it from the point down here, before we started the run to the top. And I guess right now we're at the support for the fib, which makes sense. But that doesn't make sense actually. Let me make sure that makes sense. Does it make sense? I guess it does make sense. So I guess if we would have had this charted up, we could have had a pretty good idea where we could have traded around today or Friday. The next level is going to be down here though, which makes sense. This is going to be the local lows now. This right here, this 375, 373. And we basically got all that chart, so these are just levels that we're watching now. These are the bigger levels. So how are you guys feeling? How's everybody feeling? Let's talk a little bit about what to look for next week. Earnings are obviously dying. These are some of the plays to look at next week. And I think FedEx might be an interesting play. Costco is also going to be a very interesting play. Now, my thesis on Costco is Costco actually did really good, and that's going to be my first play. Or actually, should we talk about Costco? I'm going to talk about Costco and FedEx as well. If you guys have other ones that you guys want me to take a look at, we have subscriber picks, so I'm going to look at these three. And what was the other one? I think there was a fourth one that somebody asked. Let me see really quick. They asked for Walmart, Dollar General. No, there's just three. Okay. It's just three. Okay, let me go to the charts. We're going to take a look. What was I going to start with? Oh, the gold. Gold and dollar. Let's talk about dollar first. So dollar is actually very bullish. And so when dollar is bullish, the market tends to go down. You can basically do the correlation. So correlations, let's do. And then gold and dollar, basically the reason I have these together is because they do the opposite. They're basically inverses right now. So I'm bearish on gold. So you can just do this inverse correlation with gold. You can just add this, same scale percent. You can just see the inverse correlation with this, right? So as dollar goes up, the gold is going down. At some point, I am going to be bullish on gold, but that's probably not going to happen until Powell pivots and starts cutting rates and stuff. But until then, I would be kind of bearish on gold. Let me take gold off really quick, and then we'll talk about the dollar. So on a smaller time frame, let me go to the time. 1 hour, maybe 30 minutes. Let's do 30 minutes. We've basically been consolidating. It's looking like a bear flag. So obviously back here we had a head and shoulders, right? So that was bearish for the market, and then that's why I sold off. But now we are basically forming this pennant, and it's almost completed. So I think maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday, we could see a huge move to the upside or downside. We'll see how that works out. But I am bullish on it just because we have been holding some pretty strong supports. So first support that we have, and I can just pull up the range for you guys, see if it'll show it. So now I'm going to show the range. Oh, this one doesn't have the volume, so it's not going to show it. The levels though that I like is this one right here, 308.80, and then this one up here. So let me just mark these for you. So right here we have that local retouch up here, and then it's just been a really strong support. So as long as we hold 309, I guess 309.50, or not 309, 109. I'm in 88. I'd be like thinking with my head and speaking with my mouth differently. These are all strong supports though. So as long as we hold 109.50, we're bullish. And like I said, we've been consolidating. I covered this on Discord like a while ago. I told them we were going to pivot. This was just like a false breakout. But if we can get outside of this downtrend again, I mean, we'll probably retest that 110.30. So just waiting to see how this kind of breaks out, and then we'll go from there. Gold, we'll do the inverse of dollar, so play that accordingly. And what else did oh, Bitcoin. But we'll talk about Bitcoin in a bit because that's one of my other picks, Bitcoin and Coinbase. There is something really weird going on with Bitcoin or Coinbase on Friday. Premium was like holding up really well as the price was like kind of going up and down. So I'm expecting a move this week, especially since they just did their Ethereum merger or something this past week. But let's talk about natural gas. I think that's probably my favorite play. I've already got calls on this, and let's talk about it. So if you guys have been watching some of the other live streams, we've basically talked about natural gas when we were right here, and then we were going on the way up, and I said this would probably be a head and shoulders, and actually it did come down as a head and shoulders now. So we have a shoulder, we have a head, we have a shoulder. Now I think this is a trap. I think people are going to look at this pattern and be like, okay, we're bearish on natural gas, and I would be bearish on natural gas too if it wasn't for everything going on in Europe. So I think people, I mean, newer traders or something might fall into the trap. I mean, unless you don't have any common sense, people would probably be bearish on natural gas. Like if you don't watch news, economics and stuff, based off technicals, you would be bearish and see a drop down to like, I guess the drop down would be, let me just point out the drop. If it does break, it could be bearish, but so it's not like 100% guaranteed. But my thesis is that we're going to be bullish on natural gas, right? And so that would be basically down to these levels. Yeah, so down to the monthly level, about $19, $20. That's a big drop. That's like a 50% drop almost. So if it wasn't for everything going on in Europe and what's going to happen in winter, because things could probably get worse, most likely will. People can't afford basically not. I mean, I think they passed stimulus, right? Or some credits or something to help stimulate and make their payments and get their bills paid. And so, and that's to mention, that's assuming that they have supply of natural gas if they don't run out. But my thesis with natural gas is basically that, and I think this will be a trap. So if it doesn't break underneath where people are planning it to break down, that would be bullish, and we could retest like $32, $31, and then kind of leading into, you know, winter. That's basically my target. So, you know, best case scenario or worst case scenario would be we retouch maybe like 30. Best case scenario, we retouch the highs of about almost $35. Now, I am doing a little bit more risky. I got like a week out calls, but we could definitely look at some more interesting contracts. I just didn't really see much volume in natural gas, but I want to put it on the list because, well, this is Apple. Let me do natural gas. So this is unusual wells if you guys aren't familiar with it, and we'll take a look at options and stuff. But most of the volume is for next month. So this is where a lot of volume is. So it could be that I'm still early in some you know, looking at natural gas right now, but I just want to point out the head and shoulders and maybe see a reversal sooner than later. But like I said, most of the volume going into October 20th, I've got the ones for 30, so I've got like 2 weeks, just trying to see like a dead cat bounce, maybe roll those out if I take profit on those, maybe roll out for the Octobers. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, there's a lot of open interest on the 35s, yeah, 30s, and then I guess you could say open interest to the downside, but I don't really see much open interest down here. You see the 3500s and about 2000. I think that's about it. Down here, 12s, I doubt that even happens. And then, yeah, 33. But most of the open interest is definitely on the upside. You have 9,000 for October 33s. Those are ridiculous. And then you have 35s, 5,000, 5,000 on 30s. So definitely most of that volume is going into October 21st contracts, which will also by coincidence be another of that OPEC's expiration day. So those are the monthly levels on that. So yeah, but I'm getting the 930s, just trying to see a dead cat bounce on natural gas. So that's my first play. I don't see any tickers being commented, so I don't think anybody has any questions or any ticker request. So we're going to move on right along to, we can do Coinbase, we can talk about Bitcoin, or we can do Costco and FedEx. I guess we could talk about Costco because this one is going to report earnings on Thursday. Now, we were just talking about natural gas, so it makes perfect sense. Natural gas, oil, and all that, right? Costco actually, I think, beat earnings last quarter. because of natural gas, or not natural gas, because of their gas stations. That's what basically saved them. I think that's why they ran up. This is their last one, right? Yeah. So they reported revenue of 52 billion, expected was 51, and that's because gas prices were going up, so they were making more revenue than what was basically estimated. Their earnings per share came in about the same, so that's not something to look at. But they actually ran up because a lot of people were anticipating a sell-off based off Target, Walmart, some of the other big retail and consumer, wholesale food companies. But they moved up because of gas. Well, this time we're already trading higher than this level here. And I don't think so. This whole time gas has been coming down. So that means they have to, cut their price down on gas. So this time they don't have that cushion that they had this time. So I'm bearish on Costco's earnings. So basically inflation's been going up, gas has been coming down. So inflation going up right here was bad for them. So that's what was causing the stock to come down, right? This time we have inflation still going out, which should make the stock go down. Back here we had gas going up, which was making the stock go up. But this time we have inflation still going up, which is going to make the stock go down. And then we don't have gas going up, which is going to make the stock go down. So now we have two case scenarios where we're bearish, right? Does that make sense? Or am I an idiot? Inflation's going up, which is bad because people can afford less. Then gas is going down, which is going to cut down on their bigger revenues. Versus like back here, we had more revenues because of gas going up. And then inflation was not coming down, but it was causing the stock to come down because of inflation. So that's my thesis on Costco. I think we have two bad things lining up for earnings. And I think people will start shopping like at Dollar General or something. So that's just my thought. I'm going to be looking at contracts. I guess we could look at the contracts for Costco. Let's take a look at that actually. So first thing we should probably do is actually look at earnings expectations. So let's look at that. Unusual whales earnings. We'll do that first. And we're going to do estimated earnings. We're going to see Costco, see what they're expected to move. So they're expected to do 4.7%. Now that's not a big percent, but based off $500, that's actually a lot bigger. Let's do that. 4.7. So 1 minus 0.07. 0.95, and so it's like at 505. Let's just be conservative. So it's like a $20 move. It's what it's looking like, which is down to this level, and that's actually my target. Now they might have a huge IV crush, so let's look at that really quick. I haven't done this. We're doing this live, no takes. This is one take kind of thing. We're gonna just work through it real quick. This is how I would be looking at earnings and stuff. So where do I go to? Fundamentals, earnings down here. We'll look at implied moves. If you guys find any value, please hit the like button as well. Options price is expected a 5 or 7% last time, and they move 77% of the time. So I guess we could see an expected move. Since it's more than half, it's 77% time that they move. And then the IV crush is 28%. So this one actually might be better to look at option spreads. Let's look at the overall options chain and see what we have. For next week, 11,000 volume there. You can see people are loading up on the 500s. These are bullish, it's looking like. Nothing unusual here just yet. To the upside, let's see what they got to the upside. Nothing unusual. So to the upside, let's do this marking. Let's mark this stuff out really quick. So to the downside, it was what, 480? To the upside, it would be 530. Yeah, let's say 525 to be conservative. That'd be to the upside, and to the downside, we were talking about 480. So down here. It's already been selling off, but this Friday, moving up might be good for puts. It's just going to get your puts cheaper. I would maybe see if I can get 510 and then get some puts. So that's only like $5, but let's look at the options and see where, 525 for next week. What are they doing around there? So 589 in open interest, not too much there, honestly. Not yet. This doesn't happen till Thursday though, so we'll definitely see more volumes around those areas. And then 480 is down here. Let's see what we got here. Either we don't, yeah, we still don't have a lot of open interest here just yet. We do have some volume coming in here. 450, 600 open interest there. Then we have the 470s, and those have 300. Let me see what was up to the upside. So we do have the 530s, 300, and then 540, 500s. So these are probably the bigger ones. Let's do one other thing. Let's open up the live flow, and then let's take a look at some of the flow that came in, just to see if we find anything interesting. Yeah, yep. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. Are you guys watching football today, or what's up? What's up? I'm gonna do the 32G. See what we can pull up with this filter. Oh, and then we can also look at the hot tickers as well, if you guys want me to. Costco, let's see. Majority of everything that came in is puts. That's crazy. Now they are spreads, which, like I said, would be the better option because you have a pretty high IV crush. So a lot of premium is, you know, expecting that move. It's gonna crush the premium after earnings. Let me go back to that options that we were looking at. And I might need to move this up here. Yeah, so most of the premium coming in are puts. It looks like some of these are bullish, but that's okay because it could be part of spreads and stuff. These aren't particularly part of spreads. The only ones that I saw that are put as spreads are the ones for this week, which are 500. So it looks like they're buying 500s and they were selling the 510s. So they're probably taking profits on the ones that expired this week, and then they're rolling that out to 500 puts. That's what it looks like there. So that one's not technically a spread. That's just rolling out their contract. Sorry, I have like ignorant as neighbors with big ass motorcycles. So if you guys heard that, just apologize. I hate my neighbors. This was interesting. They're selling $500 puts. Now the spread is 1035 and 1050. So these, they sold them straight up at the bid, which is interesting. Let's look at the open interest on these. It might have low open interest, high volume. So decent open interest. It looks like these have been picking up recently. Majority of the interest was here on the 23rd of August. So let's see what they were doing on the 23rd of August. 23rd of August is here near the top. That's when they started getting puts. So I want to assume that that's when they started buying their positions. Ever since then, they've been adding to this. Now, depending on how this carries over, it could be that they're closing some of these, or they could be adding more to them. When they started adding these, when was it, the 23rd? They were $5.66. They're $8.65 at the low. Basically 13 at the high. Interesting. These are, which ones are these? These are, gotta find the 500 puts for this. These expired actually. These expired. So they did close these out, it looks like. No, they didn't expire. These are for next week. Let me make sure. Did I do that right? Yeah, I think I did that right. This is the date. They expire on the 23rd. They expire next week. Okay, so those are bearish, basically, I would say. Even though they came in as sells, they could be bearish because they're still probably opening interest on those. Interesting stuff. So yeah, based off my thesis, and then I'm going to close some of these articles out really quick so I can have more room. I need all this actually. So economic, I need all that. I'm just going to close out the market stuff because I don't think we need these anymore. What's up, Go Chiefs? Will you check out SPPI for long calls? Yeah, we can look at that in just a second. Go Chiefs. Man, I'm a big Herbert guy. I'm a big Herbert fan, so I was upset. Herbie is a warrior though. Yeah, he's a big warrior. I'm gonna add SPPI to the list, my brother. We're gonna add that right here. It might be well, we can look at that now in just a second. Unless you guys want me to look at some of these other first. I do want to talk about snow because this one's just been irritating me. I did manage to take profits on those puts. And we could see more downside on it, but the algos on snow, bro, they're just crazy. Let me quickly wrap up Costco though, and then we'll look at that SPPI. I don't know what is SPPI though, if you don't mind helping me out, just to get an idea of what it is. I'm gonna lean bearish. Most of the activity coming in is on the put volume, put premium. It could be that they're closing because we have been on a downtrend since, you know, for the past week, last 4 days actually. So since 540 down to 500, but relatively, if you look at the bigger chart, it looks like a big head and shoulders pattern, basically. So I'm expecting a retouch of that 480. Just me personally, we have a lot of history right here. And then we can maybe see a support bounce here. 460, 480, this range is kind of big, but that's also where the earnings is estimating stuff. So I'm leaning bearish, just follow the trend basically, right? If you're in a downtrend, just continue going with it. Right now, it looks like we're, you know, we're on a downtrend, we're trying to break out of it, and really we got rejected. So this move should be bigger than the last one. So I'm expecting 480. But again, it's not any recommendations. I'm just feeling bearish. Like I said, gas is not going to be that cushion there that helped them on their last earnings. But let me know your thoughts on Costco. I'm going to lean bearish. Obviously, like I said, we have supports here. So this will be the area to watch for. Spectrum, they just had an FDA approval and had another drug due for November FDA approval. All right, let's take a look at that. Spectrum, SPPI. So are you bearish or, excuse me, are you bearish or bullish on this? Let's see. I would say bearish just because it looks like a double top right there and it broke the neckline. So it's probably going to retouch, what is this, like 80 cents? So it's a 20% drop. You're bullish on it. When did the news come out? Honestly, it looks like this has just been a historic reason or like a levels to get above. It hasn't been able to cross those, which is bearish, right? But on a bigger picture, it does look like it's a cup and handle. And it broke the cup and handle. So yeah, I'm bearish on this one, unfortunately. You got the cup, you had the handle, and then it got rejected. So that's bearish. I would be expecting 80 cents. I don't know. That's just me personally. We can look at some of the options for you, though, my guy. I got you. Let's look. And since it's a penny stock, they might not even get much premium into it. Let me quickly look, though. SPPI. Honestly, don't follow pharmaceuticals either. So right off the back, it looks like Cope is going up, which is bullish. So that's either telling us bullish premiums coming in. Let's look at the most active chains. So when $1 calls are coming in. So it could be that the technicals are lying to us, right? The technicals sometimes, you know, trap people. Like I said earlier, the natural gas looks bearish, right? But that doesn't mean it's going to break down. So the technicals could be lying to us. Just basically just what I saw. Let's look at some of the flow really quick. So options chain, what's going on here? So these are actually on a monthly terms. So these just expired. The other volumes haven't really picked up the October 21st. So these are pretty easy to figure out actually. There's a lot of open interest on these $2 calls, and it's looking like 61% of these are bullish. So let's see, when did these come in? These just came in recently too. September 12th. Interesting. So September 12th, we only had about 1,000 in open interest. Or I'm sorry, yeah, 1,000. And then we had 900 in volume. About 2/3 of that carried over, 629 carried over. And then we have, as of September 16th, we have 2,100. So it does look like, you said 2 weeks ago the stuff came in. So I think shortly after they started getting these calls for $2 for October. So what is the approval though? Another drug due for November. Oh, November? We'd have to look at November contracts. Let me quickly finish October though. So most open interest is on those $2. Like I said, these just picked up a few days ago. And then the downside, these are bullish from what it looks like. 2,400 open interest. But if these are bullish, the puts are bullish, that would mean that they expect it to close above $1. It looks like we're above $1 right now. So these are currently out the money. So, and if you guys are just joining, help me hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you have any ticker requests, put them in the chat. And I hope you guys are having a great weekend. But let's take a look at November really quick. We've got open interest on these $3, and so the ones that only have monthly seem to be easier because they don't have much volume. So when you see something bigger, like, you know, for a small stock, then it's easy to point out. So these are basically down the middle right now. These haven't got any activity since, let's see, way as back in October. So I don't know if we would be looking at November calls just yet. I think people might play the October ones. I would definitely look at the October ones. Then come October, then I would take a look more, a bigger look into the November ones. It's just, the November ones aren't going to move as much, right? If something happens in the short term, these November ones aren't going to move as much as far as premium because they're so far out. But I would do the, I would definitely look at the October ones, these $2 ones. Obviously, you don't have many options here. No pun intended. Like, definitely no options. You don't have many options in the options chain. You just have the $1 and the $2. So that's why people are flocking to the $2. I would personally probably play it safe with the $1. They're not going to move as much, but these are actually just barely picking up as well. So just on September 14th, you had like 200, from 800 all the way to 1,000. And so previously from the 800, I mean, yeah, these have been picking up volume as well. Let's see how the volume on these have been picking up really quick. The $1 puts. Oh, these have been picking up as well. So these came in the 12th. So something must have happened on September 12th. Let's see. Let's go to the 12th of September. It's right here, actually. It's when people started picking up stuff. Cool, I'm doing the $2 calls expire in December. Hey, that's a good way to do it too. You're playing it like very safe. You got $2. That would be a 100% move. Now, historically, this one has been trading higher. So back in October 21st, so it was trading at $2. That's your price target, right? I think the big level to watch for this is like I said here, this range here, which is like $1.50. From a bigger picture, I said we have a cup and handle. It looks like it broke it, so I want to be bearish and retouch, 85 cents. But I don't know. This one, definitely something to watch for if you're watching this one. I don't trade pharmaceuticals companies, but we can look at is there a news thing that we can pull up for these? Let's just pull it up, actually. SP500 Stock. But I don't really have much else to do or say on this one. We just guess we're going to wait on more news. This one was down 5%. So let me look at the daily really quick. The daily, it's been kind of selling off, but these long wicks are showing a sign of strength, right? So it actually came down to $1.08 and then went back up to $1.08. Now that doesn't look like much, but when you're trading dollar pennies, this is like 8%. So it was down like about 8%, then it went back up to, yeah, I can do that really quick here. Came down to 5%, then it got bought back up. So there is signs of strength in this one, but in a trend like this, I'm looking bearish because of the double top there, and then it broke the support right here. Right, but that's just me. Hopefully you have a good trade on this one. Let me see what else we got. So we covered SP500. How you feeling? The next drug is huge if it gets approved. What are they doing for drugs? Honestly, I don't follow pharmaceuticals that much, so I can't help with these. I like to trade tech stocks and stuff. The next one I want to take a look at though is FedEx. So this one got beat and it got pummeled. And the reason this one might be interesting is this FedEx. Yeah, it's FedEx. So where is it at? Daily. This is a huge gap that we need to fill, right? I don't know if we fill it right now, but I'm expecting a move up back to at least like 180, 170. So this is pricing in their bad earnings, right? So we've already moved here, but if you guys remember, Walmart actually did the same thing. So this is why I'm playing Walmart, or not Walmart. This is why I want to play FedEx, because the earnings was bad. They started to recover. Then they announced like bad earnings or something, like anticipating. And then for earnings, they gapped up, even though they had already like said our earnings were going to be bad. People bought the dip. And then on top of that, people bought it up after earnings. So even though FedEx might have bad earnings, this huge move down might be a very buying opportunity for like long-term investors, because this one does pay a dividend. So people that don't day trade, people that just want to buy and hold, this will probably be a huge opportunity for people to buy. And like historically, I mean, it's trading at 2018, 2019 levels, right? Can it get really much worse? It could, but there's not much downside. I don't think FedEx is going to go anywhere. So I think this is a perfect opportunity for some of the boomers. You feel me? How you guys feeling though? And then here we have a gap fill. Did we fill that one? Not really. So we could see more downside. But these, I mean, we're really pinched right now between the gap fill up here and then there's a gap fill down here. But this is definitely something to watch on the coming week, I think. I'm leaning to the upside, but if markets continue to sell off, the boomers might be waiting, you know, to get some stuff a little bit cheaper, maybe fill the gap 140, 150. But yeah, I think this one's definitely interesting, and I'm sure the options are going to be crazy on FedEx. Let me see if we have stuff on here for FedEx. Let's see what we got. So most of the volume is pretty much down the middle. It is more on put premium, but it could be that they're closing out their puts from that huge move down. Let's bump this up to about 50K. See if we can see that. And also you could, these are puts, 155 puts for next week. Okay, I see you. These are signals from unusual wells. And then we have the buys, the 160s for next week. We're actually above 160. But these 155s came in twice actually. So the 155s right here, 92K, and then we had them come in again later at 1030 basically. 139K and 168K. So just based off like these huge orders that came in bearish, even though this one came in bullish, it might be bearish because these actually came in at the same time or close to the same time, right? The first one came in at 485 as a ask, and then the second one it came in as 485 on the bid. So these are definitely related and very unusual. That's why we got that trade alert from here from Unusual Wells. And then you also have 150s. So this is like size is greater than the open interest. So people are buying, so you can see the open interest on these were 34. Volume is 2,800. So big volume on that for such a short interest or small interest on these contracts, 150s. And the 23s, is that this week? This week, yeah. Interesting. So we might fill the gap down here. We do have a gap fill that these go all the way down to 140, the gap. That's what it's looking like. Yes, sir. Regardless, I think FedEx is a play for this week for sure. Let's look at the, shall we take a look at, I meant to look at the hot chains. Oh, big cope drop all day. That's weird. That's super weird, but you can see gamma's going up, so it looks like callers are stepping in. So bullish premium coming out, but call gamma coming up. So I like to follow gamma sometimes because it means calls are coming in. Let's just take a look. Let's see, call. So there's put volume, call volume, like huge spike in call volume, and why that's good for to the upside. And put volume already went up, but put volume makes sense that went up because they're probably closing out those put positions, right? If we just had a huge move down and we have a lot of put volume, that's basically telling us they're most likely closing those out. And then you have a lot of call volume coming in as the put volume coming in. So that looks like they're now positioning themselves for the other direction. That's what it looks like to me. What do you guys think? Am I crazy? That's just initially what I think. Yeah. I feel it. The bullish bearish premium, that's like always up. That's gonna always be debatable because like it's based off the spread. Like FedEx, for example, it's gonna have that weird spread. So sometimes you're not gonna get filled exactly on the ask, or you know what I'm saying. So these tags are, you know, you can use them, but you know, don't like hold them as the Bible. Like calls are calls, puts are puts. The flags or the tags are going to depend on the spread, or yeah, the spread and the spot fill. And that's going to affect most of the data too. But so that's what I like to look at other things in here as well. So let's see. Yeah, huge put volume. After that huge move and you get put volume, I would expect that they're closing those puts, right? It's not like huge move down and then they're going to double down, right? That's basically my assumption. So that's why I want to say maybe we see some upside. That's crazy. It was a huge move. It's insane. You'd be dumb not to take your profits. So let's look at some of the hot tickers. This is something I wanted to check out. We're going to exclude in the money contracts. Well, yeah, I don't want to because I want to show you guys that premium and all the money that they made, basically. These are too far out. We're definitely going to add some date till expiration. We're going to do like 35 days. So super was it 200s? These, yeah, they made 9,000%. That's crazy. So open interest is 2,000, 1,000 in volume. So most likely most of those positions got close. Now these already basically expired, so it doesn't even matter. But then now you have the 160s for next week. So let's actually exclude the ones for this week. Let's just take those off because they're just going to be extra noise that we don't need. So everything now is going to be 35 days till expiration, and we're going to, I guess, exclude deep in the money, right, at this point. And FedEx, and that looks good. Okay, so most of the premium going in are still puts. So 55 and 60 puts. But these are kind of bullish. So it could be that somebody, had some puts for this week and are closing them out. Most of this is bullish, so it looks like they're selling those puts, right? And then the other ones that you have are 160s, but these are October, so I don't really care about October. 155s and 150s. Down the middle, these are 64%. Sheesh. So it could be that some of these are being rolled out, but I'm actually going to lean bullish. But the downside for the 155s is going to be that gap fill down here. But I would be leaning bullish just on the technicals because we gap down, we have a huge gap to the fill, and then this wick right here, this daily wick, very strong. We came down to 155. Somebody started buying some of the shares, right? And like I said, just kind of relating and tying that up to Walmart's earnings. Walmart moved down pre-earnings and then it did the double jump, right? So earnings, like I said, gap down. Here was it right here, gap down, got bought up, then into earnings. So this was the gap down, and then it gap back up. So double hop, right? Double hop here, came down, retest, and then double hop again. So I'm gonna stay bullish on FedEx. And I think this gap down here is a trap. That's what I'm thinking. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like I said, like the thing that I saw come in, super big levels. Where's it at? History. Big call volume came in, right? Just what, this 16 to 16, just huge call volume come in. So we're going to be bullish on FedEx, I think. So those are my two plays that I have, Costco, FedEx. I know kind of boomer plays, but this one I'll be looking to get some puts, and then this one I might look at get some calls. We'll see how these work out. FedEx is expected to do earnings as well. So let me get you guys those numbers. Go to Unusual Wells. FedEx, let's get these numbers here. FedEx 922's on the 22nd. The 22nd. Okay, yeah, it's Thursday. Okay, 7.1%. Let's see what we got. 16. What was it? Sorry, I have like short-term memory loss. 7.1 times 161, 172. Where's that at? 72. Right here. Okay, I see you. And then to the downside, 172.50. We're just gonna do 72, and then 100, or just 1 times. Oh wait, minus 0.071 times 161. So 150. Yeah, so down to 150. I'm gonna lean to the bullish side. So 172. I'm trying to figure out how I can mark this. Maybe I can do a text. 172. 172. Yeah, 172. And then copy that and down to 150. I think that's the new way I'm going to start doing it. It makes it easier for us. Okay, so these are the two expected moves. Up to around 172 area, one down to 150 area. It could be also, instead of actually moving to these prices, we could stay stagnant, right? Where we just stay and go sideways. So you could do an iron condor here and just hold it between 150 and 170. I mean, I don't know the options change. Let's look at the options change for it. Let's see. Next week, the options are, I mean, they're pretty high volume and they're pretty expensive. So you could do spreads on these. I think probably spreads would be better. You can do the call debit spreads or the put debit spreads. So call debit spreads if you're going to be bullish to the upside. Put debit spreads to the downside if you're going to be bearish. Or you can do the iron condors around where we at right now, 160. So this one might be the good one, like maybe 155, 160. And then you do the outer legs or the 150. Yeah. You could do this one, and you could do 160 and do the outer legs up here. The 155 and 160, and then do the outer legs 165 and 150. Let me mark that out. We could do FedEx warning. This is all data stuff. Let me tie this up. Data. We're gonna bold that up. We're gonna copy this too. Yeah, so data economic. But for FedEx, we could do like legs for, it would be, let's see, we could do the 165s, the 160s, the 155s, and then the 150s. So this would be your leg here. You would want it to close in between 160 and 155, and these would be your caps. I think that's what I would look at. But there might be better strategy, like there might be better chains to look at. This is just off the top of my head. This would be nice though, actually, because it could run up like to that 170, but then it could kind of sell off on, I don't know if it sells off, but just based off just the markets coming back down. Let me look really quick. I gotta, my text messages, I gotta check my phone. It would be good to, okay, yeah. Would be good to see me, okay. Oh, yeah, we're gonna go watch football later. Anybody watching football later? I think this is good strategy, though. We're gonna watch football in a bit, too. I like FedEx. I like Costco. I'm gonna split that up, because this isn't confirmed. I'm not doing that, obviously. But this is just an idea, and this is, I like calls for FedEx, puts for Costco, I think. Bitcoin, let's talk about Bitcoin and Coinbase. Let's move on. I hope you guys do good on FedEx. I hope you guys, well, don't have to trade it. I might, I might not even trade it. You feel me? These are just trade ideas. If you have better trade ideas, put them in the chat. I want to take a look. We have tons of subscriber picks. So we did SPPPI. We went out of line a little bit. We covered that one for the homie. We do have Walmart and Dollar General and Snow. But if you guys have other ones, let me know. Let me talk about Coinbase because that's the one I like. Actually, maybe I should talk about Bitcoin. Well, let me talk about Coinbase. We're basically in an uptrend, technically, right? Let me do a 1 hour chart. Let me see. All right, so uptrend. Where are we at? We have uptrend here, but it looks like maybe a head and shoulders pattern here. So I'm expecting a retouch of this trend line that I have, a retouch here, and that's if we can break underneath like 73 or 74. Honestly, we could just do 74, which we got like right there. Just showed weakness, honestly. To the bullish side though, it looks like it is flagging, so that could be bullish for it. But I'm gonna be bearish. If the dollar's gonna go up, Bitcoin would probably go down, is what I was thinking. Right, so right now we're coming down this trend line. So bullish, it could have a small pop. It could just keep consolidating here. Maybe one more pop to 79. but overall I'm kind of bearish on this, and basically retouching this trend line of $69.70, and that would form basically a head and shoulders pattern here. And then that would basically, I don't know if it would break, but I mean, at the very least, we would come back down to like the 45, 47 range. On the volume profile, there's like big volume here, so it's hard to actually break under. But you can see we're getting close. So if we break under here, like you see, we have no volume profile here. So we could definitely see 68, 69, a lot faster than when we think. So those are some of those key levels that I'm watching, like this downtrend here, that downtrend, the uptrend up here, and see really it's already trying to close underneath this volume profile. So that's what I'm looking at there. I think that's good there. Bitcoin, I'm bearish on Bitcoin, and I think also tie this in with options flow. I guess maybe I should slap on some options flow. I saw most of the volume come in as puts, so let's do that really quick. So unusual whales, 25K. Let's do the 32G that I got on here. I saw a lot of puts coming in for Coinbase. Put volume 65%. Put premium 70%. It could be that they're taking profits again, but I think some of these were spreads. So it looked to me like they were rolling stuff out, or they were doing put debit spreads, which mean more downside. Let me just double check though. 75, 74s. Let's look at what we got. Just some idea here. Oh, so these are bullish actually. They're selling the 75s and buying the 74s. Not technically bullish though. It could be that maybe they're, maybe the 75 puts were like, maybe they're taking profits on those, or maybe they're not going to move as much anymore, right? As the price comes down. And they have the 74s here, low open interest, higher volume. Same thing with the 76s. If you're doing the 76s, it could be that maybe they're doing the 76s and then selling the 75s. And that's a spread there. So put debit spread with the 76, 75s, and then buy an additional 74s. There's a lot of different combinations you can do that. A lot of activity on these 75s though for this week. A lot of activity. And the interesting thing is, it's low open interest, right? Low open interest. These are getting low open interest. Let's look at the hot chains. We'll probably get a better picture there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So premium, most of the premium going in. $75 calls. $70 puts. These are the ones that I like. Higher volume. So 3K in volume, low open interest, 600, about 500,000 going into those 65. These are way too far out. And then you have $80 calls for next week. Ooh, these are interesting. But higher open interest, lower volume. Let's do volume versus open interest. See what we got the biggest. 75. These are definitely weird. 62% bullish. So somebody is looking for the 75 move. 66 puts. These are definitely weird. Only 70,000 though, so not too big. $70 for October 7th. I guess we are close to October, aren't we? So we got 1 week for 20. So I would look at 930s and 923s. So 923s, these are the ones that got 69 and the 70s. These are the ones I'm looking at. These are the ones I'm in right now. The 69s and the 70s. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me look at the flow history on Coinbase. I'm not doing a very good job today, am I? Oh, big coke spike. That's bullish, technically. I was expecting a sell-off into Bitcoin this weekend. Obviously, that's not happening. So that is a little worrisome. We got to play this both ways, though. Right now, I'm in puts. Might have to cut them. But I'm leaning bearish. I was hoping, like, crypto would, like, malfunction or something. Oh, we're still coming down on... Yeah, I'm going to stay bearish. Big coke spike down is... That's actually a few days, actually. When was this? The 14th? 14th? Yeah, see that? And then big cope or gamma drop at the end of the day. That's good for the bears, you feel me? Yeah, I'm going to stay bearish with this one with Coinbase. I'm already inputs, and I guess now I just need Bitcoin to cooperate. Let me quickly do Bitcoin real quick, and then we'll take a look. Another ticker is CCJ. Oh yeah, that's the uranium play, ain't it? That one's actually been crazy. Like super crazy. We can look at that one. I think the one that I would play instead of CCIJ is your UUUU. I'm not sure if we've talked about that one. We've talked about it a little bit, but that's the one that I like the most. Just because it's been lagging. So Bitcoin technically not bullish until we actually hold above these levels on a bigger time scale. Now this trades 24/7, so there is no day close, open day, or daily closes, daily opens. But I mean, I guess there is, but I would be bearish if we get back underneath 1980 is what it looks like here on the volume profile. But I'm really trying to look for 1950 or 19500. Plus, this kind of low-key looks like a cup and a handle. I don't know if you guys see the vision there. It looks weak though. It doesn't look weak. It doesn't look strong to me. Or this could even be like some kind of I was gonna say bear flag, but it actually already broke. Which I guess it could be a bear flag. Let me see. It'd be like a pennant. Ooh, actually, it looks like it broke out of the downtrend. So if it goes back underneath here, usually when you break out of the downtrends, you go back and retest it. So it could come back down to under 19,900 and then go back up. But overall, I'm still bearish as long as we hold under this level right here, 2,500, 2,400. How are you guys feeling about Bitcoin? Are you guys bullish on Bitcoin or bearish on Bitcoin? I think so much money left Bitcoin. People don't even trade it like they used to. Yeah, this 19.7, 19.8 is like strong support for it. As long as we stay above or under this level here, like, then we can start moving pretty fast, like to 2,100. But yeah, right now we're still struggling to get above it. I mean, it's kind of battle between bulls and bears right now. But unless we get above 2,400, 20,400, then still bearish, I think. And then very bearish if we get underneath this. That's my thoughts, though. CCIJ, I think CCIJ had ran up huge. Oh, it did come down? Nice. Actually, it came down to the level we had marked out. Weird. So what's the bullishness on uranium? I know people like uranium. I don't know the thesis behind uranium. What is it used for? Uranium operates field services. I don't know the thesis behind uranium, my guy. Hey, we just got someone join the Discord. Karaz? What's up, man? Yeah, who's in the stream right now? Streaming. I'm streaming. Somebody just joined the Discord. Congrats. It's free, by the way. At least for now. Yeah, I'm just hanging out. I guess the people that are in there will stay free, It's just, I think a lot of people put the paywall up. I'm not ready for no paywall. This looks like an expanding triangle for me personally. What's the bullishness? What's the thesis on uranium though? Like, why do people like uranium? Actually, let me do this all the way back here. I want to know what the thesis is with uranium. I'm not, like, I like uranium, but because everybody's flocking to it, but I don't know the actual thesis. So I'm not going to act like I know what the thesis is. This looks like an expanding triangle though. Uranium. Anybody's got DD on uranium? Let me just look up uranium stuff. Uranium. We're just gonna have to do the DD right now. Top 3 uraniums as nuclear energy market heats up. Okay. Full shutdown of the Nord Stream pipeline September 7th. Main natural gas. So is natural gas, okay, fuel energies. Below we list the top uranium incomes that could benefit from shifting energy market. Then uranium stocks. Okay, further complicated matter since served as serious start to the Nord Stream pipeline. Let's look at that. You guys gotta help me out. Nobody's helping me out. What happens if Iran shuts down Nord Stream pipeline? Okay, so Nord Stream natural gas pipeline. Nord Stream announces Nord Stream serves as a link for natural gas. Key link for natural gas shipments from Russia to Europe. Repairs expected. Yeah, the repairs have been like just bogus, right? They've just been throwing those things out just to delay stuff, right? Okay, but I don't see what does uranium go inside natural gas or what? Okay, yeah, I guess maybe what goes inside them. As the largest uranium producer in the US, is a major player with the energy space, often competes with foreign companies to supply uranium to the government. Is natural gas uranium? I thought it was like a combination or something. I mean, look, now I look like an idiot on television. Natural gas security that's designed to track percentage. Okay. UNG for daily changes percent gas delivered. Is uranium natural gas, my guy? What's up, Big Kakuna? Everybody dipped. All right then. Okay, so there goes the credibility. CCJ though, let's just look at CCJ. We can look at some chains. This has pulled back though. Let's be real. It did pull back. I'm gonna remove the volume profile. It's cool and everything, but it gets on my nerves sometimes. Yeah, so strong support here. Let's be real. We're gonna actually add CCIJ here since we covered it. Okay, so what was I gonna look at? Oh, the pullback. Let's see how much we pulled back. So 10%, pulled back 10%. I think what we need to do on here is Fibonacci retracements. Oh, it's holding above the 38. If it closes underneath 38, then we'll be bearish on CCIJ and come down to 25. That's what it looks like. So those will be levels that we can add. With the volume profile, let's look at the volume. We can probably pull it up. Excuse me, I need some water. Run that back. This is the big level here, actually, 25. And it matches our volume profile. Okay, good. So we got levels to mark out now. That basically came in towards volume. Just gonna slap that just a little bit bigger. So what is the options looking like for CCHAI? Oh, DDDJ? No, not CCJ. I think Big Kahuna left. So there's calls coming in. There's 27 puts short term. We might need to go to 15K. All right, there's more stuff here now. $25 puts. These are cross orders though. Floor, $30 calls. But let's look at the spread. Selling. These are technically buys, sells. This is going to be bullish, I think. This is bullish for uranium, I think. Or CCJI. CCJ. What do I say? I always make up my own stuff, honestly. Yes, sir. I would say we're bullish for CCJ. Let's just look at some other stuff. What are we at? Oh, we're at an hour 24 minutes already. Down. Where are we at? 27? I think we could retouch 25. That's that's a big drop though. I think worst case 26.50. Right? Because it's just the beginning of the drop, the pullback or whatever. I would say at least 26.50 is something we see. what I'm thinking, though. That's just what I'm thinking. Let me look at how many votes we got on the bullish or bearish. I'm gonna say we're bearish now. Now that I think about it, just 2650 would be that line to watch. Maybe around this level. There's no volume here though, so it could just fly by down to 25 there. I would maybe wait a little bit. Now, does uranium, which is basically another reason I got a little early on natural gas, because we could come down a little bit further, like low 26s, but I didn't want to take that risk. So, uranium. Nobody told me the explanation about natural gas uranium. Let's go back and read that stuff. Natural gas. I don't know the relationship between uranium and natural gas. Maybe I need to look that up. I'm not gonna act like I'm an expert. Nuclear fuel. Okay. We're looking up stuff right now, fellas. We're looking stuff up right now so we can learn together. Relationship of uranium ore deposits to petroleum and gas fields. That's not really helpful. Are uranium and petroleum the same? No, they're not the same. Minor trace element constitute of petroleum and their natural derivatives. Nuclear fuel is a metal. Nuclear fuel generates more than half of the country's clean energy by using instead of burning fossil fuels. Okay, uranium's abundant metal and is full of energy as 1 ton of coal or natural gas. So it's different. It is different. Uranium is different from natural gas. It's an abundant metal and is full of energy. It's like a substitution for oil or natural gas. It does not come out of the ground ready to go into a reactor, though. It's mined and processed to create nuclear fuel. So it's just another energy commodity. Before uranium goes into a reactor, it must undergo 4 major processing steps to take it from its raw state to usable nuclear fuel and mining. Okay, there we go. So it's different, my guy. So, okay, so it's just another energy play. Uranium, so yeah, so that makes sense. Because I remember people were hopping into the natural gas play, like the hype. But then uranium plays weren't like moving just quite yet, I think. This is UUU though. I like UUU. This is the one I've been following. We broke the trend there, which we had, and started dipping pretty fast after that. But now we are at a support. I haven't charted this in a while. We are at a good support. This is actually a good area to get some calls, maybe, I think. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna want to do. I would like natural UU. I like UUU better than CCJ, I would think. I think worst case scenario, I mean, we break this trend. Best case scenario, we form my head and shoulders, which is still a bearish thing, but you can take advantage of this small up move back to 750. Yeah, I like UU better than the CCJ, my brother. How you guys feeling though? Oh, what the hell happened? Yeah, I like UUU a lot. I'm gonna actually add that to my list. UNG I like, and then I actually like UUU better than UNG now. This is one uranium though, right? What's the technicals on this? Technicals say sell. So maybe there's more downside. What? I mean, we could just slap in and so maybe it's that. Maybe this is the support. So maybe there is a little bit more downside. That makes a little bit more sense. But if we break this support on the volume profile, we're coming all the way down here to 6. So somewhere around here. Yeah. We could still bounce off that support though. Okay. Okay. Uranium's still the play to watch. Yeah, I like this one still. Let me look at what it says. Mining company, engaged in exploration. Uranium, yeah. Which makes sense since we are coming down a little bit more, maybe expected. Down to like $6. Maybe CCJ also comes down a little bit more. right? Yeah, I think so. And this might be bear flagging, honestly, if you take a look at it. Let me do this really quick. No, it's not a bear flag quite yet. I was gonna say it's a bear flag, but yeah, it's steep drop here, right? Followed by some consolidation. That, and then it falls back down. Now, just because it's a bear flag doesn't mean it's gonna fall down, but that could be something there. Let's move away from natural gas. I think we've talked enough about natural gas. Dollar, we've talked about natural gas, uranium, Coinbase. So I covered most of the stuff I want to talk about. Let's talk about, and maybe I should have done a little bit of both. Maybe do one of these, then one of these, go back and forth. I think I might do that next time for the viewers. Walmart, I think I was looking at this one last night because they commented on it. It looks good. I think we're going to go back up to like 137. It just looks strong. Like it's an uptrend here, back inside the trend. I think we'll have a bigger move as this kind of breaks out of this ascending wedge. Maybe we have a drop, but it's just been a strong stock. So you just look. Let me just take off these volume profiles. It's like working on a gap to 145, basically 146 still. Partially filled, not quite. So we still have some potential there with that gap fill. I will note though, this is a very strong resistance right here, like 135 or 134. Maybe I need to move this up a little bit more. Wider. Okay, there. I think, yeah, we are near a very strong resistance. So it might be a little bit of a struggle there, but if we can get above there, then we're going to go back up to like 139, 140 possibly. I like Walmart though. I didn't look at the flow. I don't think there was any. I did look at the flow actually earlier. I didn't see much stuff on Walmart, unfortunately, or Dollar General. The other ones, there's puts coming in. These are all expired, so I don't even worry about these. The 130 calls. So this actually backs up some of the bullish thesis. 16,000 the only cross orders. We don't really care. Yeah, I didn't really see any orders come in. I didn't see anything interesting. This is on the 15,000 also. I mean, I guess I could remove the out the money only. But, okay, there's more orders now. I didn't really see anything unusual. I do like the technicals better. If we can get above that 134, 135 level, most likely we're going to go to 140. It's a safe stock also, so people would probably flock into it. 132 calls, selling the 132 calls. Let me look at the overall daily price action. Yeah, I think this is a good opportunity to people start buying back in. So ascending wedge is looking. We might need to expand this out further to where, you know, we get more of a move. But I still think we're in an uptrend there. So I like Walmart still. I don't really know if I have much to offer for Walmart. I just like it. Safe stock, very strong support here at 132. Right, close positive on the monthly still, negative on the weekly, but that's okay. That's okay. Who we got next? I think I covered most of what I wanted to do. I'm really looking forward to these two. There's like other tech stocks that I will definitely be watching as well. Netflix is one. Uber and Airbnb, I think they're interesting. DraftKings is hard to be bearish because they have the whole football season going on right now. It's just hard to be bearish on. Like they could just each week they'll probably announce their, you know, their handle money, that how much they handled that month or that week. So DraftKings is hard to definitely be bearish on. I mean, I could pull up the chart. I think we saw inverse head and shoulders on DraftKings too. A lot of stuff on DraftKings. Maybe I should cover it then. DraftKings. What did I see on this thing? Yeah, DraftKings, it looks like it's doing a cup and handle, or no, inverse head and shoulders is what we said. Let me look at it. It's either an inverse head and shoulders, which looks like right here we have a shoulders, we have a head, we have a shoulders. I think we retouched $20, right? Or it could just be a cup. And we got the cup right here, fellas. this is a retouch of 20. But we did see weakness on Friday because of the market. It wasn't huge though. It was down 3%. It's still over like 20% for like the week or something. Yeah, 22%. Pretty insane, honestly. And it actually closed above the $17 range, which is bullish. On top of that, it closed the week positive as well. So this is one to look to the upside if, you know, Powell and all that, you know, get their shit together. But people want to be bearish on everything, and I agree. I'm one of those. But we got to also look at the other side. So I like DraftKings. I haven't looked at the flow on that. I'll probably look at that on my free time just to play around with it. I want to cover dollar. Well, did I cover Walmart pretty good? I said I like Walmart. So Walmart's pretty self-explanatory. Safe stock, boomer stock, dividends. Yeah, I like this one still on the uptrend. Let's take a look at Dollar General. I don't think Dollar General had much action. Oh, I did look at this one. This one's forming a breakout soon, I believe. We have that downtrend that we're trying to fight against. I think it's more obvious on the 1 hour. Yeah, so we're trying to fight, or we got rejected maybe, but we've been fighting this downtrend resistance there. And then we still have that nice support. So I do expect a breakout soon. Upside, downside, I think it might be to the downside, I think. Because it's trading near the 52-week high still. It's like it's like one of the stocks that hasn't really moved. But me personally, it doesn't just move enough to buy options. So it's not a play I like to trade, honestly. Plus, this kind of looks like a double top here. You could even say it's a triple top. But yeah, that's really what I see on Dollar Tree or in the Dollar General. My bad, people. Got it wrong. So we have ascending support, downtrend resistance. Expecting the. Let me look at the volume really quick. Volume on the daily. Let's just look at volume. The weekly. Let's see how the weekly volume. So more sell volume. The week was pretty good for it though. 238, low 238, still close towards the higher end. 143 or 243. I'm an idiot. Let me just look at the flow, see if there's anything interesting in here. I didn't even look at Walmart's COPE. Let me look at Walmart's COPE real quick before I move on. Huge COPE spike. Or not COPE, gamma. So call buyers. And then at the end of the day, it did sell off. That's weird. What did Walmart do all day, actually? Sorry if I'm switching over between two things. Just want to... On the 1 hour, it sold off. What? See, the 13th? Tuesday? It's been selling off since Tuesday. Then on 16, it just started getting bought up. So big day on Walmart. Overall... kind of closed sideways though. This looks on the shorter time frame, it looks like a cup, maybe a head and shoulders right here. Maybe a head and shoulders. It could be bearish. I haven't done the DD on this one, honestly. I think if we break above this level up here, the 135, we're bullish. If we get rejected, then that head and shoulders might be a thing, actually. We're looking at like macro things, right? Macro things. And then the, I guess, what is this? This is not my wedge, is it? It is my wedge. Might have to fix that. Doesn't look as good as it looked on the 4 hour. What is this? Oh, this is, yeah, I got rid of all my EMA lines. I don't like the EMAs. I don't like trading with EMAs. I tried it. Well, I got rid of them. I tried it. I don't like it, so I got rid of them again. And this looks kind of like a head and shoulders pattern here too. Sheesh. Kinda right here, doesn't it? Head and shoulders pattern there, maybe. Let's see if it breaks out of 435. Yeah, if we can break out of 135. Oh, what's up, Mr. Plugman? You showing up? Hey, what's up? Yeah, I like the video, guys. What's up? How you feeling, bro? Man, I've covered most of everything I wanted to cover. I was talking about Here's some of this breakdown that I did today. You missed a good show, actually. SPY, Dollar, UNG, UUU, Coinbase, Costco, and FedEx. And then I'm looking at Walmart right now. Dollar General, Snow. We covered SPPI. This is a pharmaceutical, so I really wasn't too interested in it. Watching Black Mirror. Which episode? Which episode? I've only watched a few ones. That's because people recommended me. It was like the gaming augmented reality one, and yeah, that was like super weird. I only watched a few episodes because people told me to watch them, but they're like individual episodes, so that's the thing that's cool about that show. But I don't know. I was watching Ozark. I don't know if you've seen Ozark. Ozark's pretty good. Jason Bateman's a great actor. Underrated. He's the Honda Odyssey guy. CCJ. We've talked about CCJ. I don't know. I'm in 5. You're in 5 episodes? Oh, you're in 5 episodes? You're into your 5th episode, I think is what you said. You're not watching football? Let's see what we got. I don't really watch college football. I like NFL better. Oh, wait, you don't even like football. You don't like any kind of football. How you feeling about Walmart? How you guys feeling about Walmart? Anybody liking Walmart right now? Hit the like video, you got. Hit the video like. Join VCG. My man. Streaming. Sorry, I don't like get notifications on it, my brother. I'll probably end this live stream, and then if Trippy wants to jump on, let me ask him really quick. Probably end this live stream and then jump on another live stream. I just want to wrap this one up with all the DD that I did, and then do one with Trippy if he wants to jump on. I gotta cover Dollar General and Snow for people though. These are the ones people wanted me to do. Walmart, I'm going to stay bullish if we stay up above 135. If not, we're bearish. Oh, I covered Dollar General too, actually. Looking to form that breakout soon there. I didn't see any flow on it. Let me see. Yeah, I heard they did. They bought a whole bunch of... Yeah, Mr. Graves. Is that his name, Mr. Graves? I want to call him Graves for some reason. He posted that in Discord. Got to have house. Yeah. He posted it on Discord that $11 million on puts for... The only thing about those puts is they're like a month out. They're like for October. So they have like... I mean, the stock market could still go up this week, and then they could still make money by October, you know? That's the only thing I didn't... So for Dollar General, it looks like most of the money is coming in puts. Two $40 puts. And 237s, kind of down the middle. These are on the ask but show. Let me look at the overview for Dollar General. I'm thinking, yeah, I was saying downside. Cope is going up. Gamma is going down. I do like that $11 million in puts though. I love the breakdown on SPY that I did today. I think was good. I think I can go over in a bit, but the breakdown on that was pretty good. I'm feeling bearish, but I think we could like re-hit the 388. $32 call volume, 60s. Interesting. Yeah, I think there's gonna be a breakout on Dollar General. For the people that commented on here and they wanted me to cover them, I'm just gonna make some tweets, I think, on some of these. So go follow me on Twitter, y'all. I'll post some of this activity that I see. Walmart, I think, is good. Dollar General, indecisive, waiting on that breakout. Snow is... I don't even know if I want to talk about Snow. This one sucks. So, like, I've seen it stay on this channel upwards. And then people were talking about this cup and handle, but it got rejected. That is, like, very bearish. I think we're going to come down to 170. I just don't have the patience for this one anymore. I really don't. The algos keep stepping in. Like, if it breaks 178, I think we're going to hit this 170. But obviously, huge double top now. I mean, it's an inverse cup and handle, or a regular cup and handle, but yeah, for real, it's Tesla and Netflix for sure, dude. Yeah, no, I just don't have the patience for these anymore. How the fuck is this one up here? I mean, it didn't make sense. But I did get puts like hella early. I started buying them like down here because I was expecting the breakdown at this point. And then I averaged down like around, yeah, like 195, 190, yeah, 195. I started buying more puts here. And then I was down on Friday or Thursday, and then Friday they ended up paying. So I did make money on them. It was just stressful as fuck. I do see more downside on this. And the reason I was bearish on this one was long ass time ago, I put the tweet out here on Snow. They have like $170 puts for Snow like this week, I believe. They're right here. This week 170 puts, 57,000, and then this one 172,000. Like hella money on this. Obviously it ran up since then, so it was like bad entries. So one thing I got to learn is just because the flow comes in that day, sometimes it doesn't mean it's going to react that time. And see, I was bearish because of that double top there, but then it retouched the top. So it was an inverse cup, or it was a regular cup and handle. So things don't always work out, but it's just frustrating as fuck sometimes. Yeah. Let me see. Does this guy want to do live stream or what? He's trolling right now. I want to jump on the Discord real quick. I didn't tell anybody on Discord I was streaming because some people don't join sometimes, so I think I'm bearish on Snow. I don't think I have to say that to let you guys know, but I am bearish on Snow. Yeah, still bearish. 6%, I think it's got more to drop. I think so, yeah. I'm bearish on Snow. I don't think I need to cover it. We're bearish on Snow. There could be a dead cat bounce. I'll go stepping in right here. 190 something, but then get the puts, brother. Get the puts. I think so. Hey, Mr. Guy. I'm going to just call him Mr. Graves because, yeah, Graves. I'm going to call him Graves because remember to enjoy the weekend. Yeah, bet. Oh, he's at the football game? What the hell? Soccer game. Is this, yeah, do you guys have any tickers? Mr. Plug, you got any tickers you want to look at? I was going to end the stream and let Trippy jump on the next stream. Let me ask this guy real quick. Really quick. If not, we're going to end this. Any news? Yeah. I cover any news. Shit. Here, I'm just going to do the recap. Let's do the recap. I think this will make you happy. So the stuff that I was writing down is basically all this. We're going to do a quick recap. Data economic stuff. So we had the FedEx stuff, just talking about possibly the recession, global international recession, because they do business internationally and stuff. And then CPI data, we're basically going into next week, right? The Fed rate hikes next week. We're going into that with bad CPI data. Jobless claims was like less than expected, which is bad. So there's still a lot of demand, a lot of buying power out there. That's bad for the economy. No, that's good for the economy. I'm sorry. Jobless claims, like, that means there's people out there with, a lot of money, buying power, which is bad for inflation. So just bad data and jobless claims going into Fed rates. And then technicals on the SPY, we closed bad. Is this man on here or what? Can you hear me or no? Trippy, can you hear me? Sorry, this man is on Discord VC. SPY, let me recap. So those were some of the economic things, right? And then Europe, international winter, just other things, strong dollar, options expiration. We didn't close anywhere near where we needed to close. So bearish. And just tying in options expirations and strong dollar, and not to mention anything Europe related. On the technicals, this is the juicy stuff. This is the tinfoil. So I was looking at OPEC's data closings, July, August, September, the 15th of July, the August 19th in September, right? So these are big days, OPEC's big days, right, when most of the expirations expire. if you look historically on the last, excuse me, let me get some water in my fucking throat. So July 15th, was it? Yo, July 15th, right here, this was OPEX day. We actually gapped down. We closed at 384 and then we opened at 382, so red day. It did get bought up though that day, but we still gapped down. So I would probably, if we move down, I would try to take profits. The second data point was August 19. Now this one was Jackson Hole or whatever, but we still gapped down. We closed at 422, opened at 417. So we opened, so those big option expiration days, the last two, we've always opened down lower than the close. On the weekly, like I was saying, this is the biggest red candle I've seen recently. So there's only 3 instances where I saw such a big move in weekly candles as this one and this one. And if you compare these, historically we closed at 437, we opened at 431, and this one we closed at 389, we opened at 379. So big moves on the weekly. These are the biggest weekly moves, right? So I'm expecting, you know, if we close there somewhere 380 is what I'm expecting right now. Like I showed you guys in the July move, we did open low, but then we ran up. So we could open low, fill this gap down here at 370, 378 maybe if we're lucky, and then we could just run up. Because that's the thing that's holding me bearish, right? We have a gap fill down here. You can't see it on the weekly, but there's a gap fill down here that we need to fill, 378. I think once we fill that gap, we could run back up to 388, right? We also have strong supports here, so we have a lot of consolidation there, so that's going to be a strong base. So I'm not expecting more downside under 378. I mean 374, 375. This range here, the ranges are big with SPY right now. Yeah, and then after that we move. I think after this we'll have a big rally back to the 388s. The other scenario is we open up Monday, we just straight up go to 388 and then we move down. That's the other scenario. But technically we're still bearish as long as we hold under like 413 and this other range, 400, I guess you could say 400 right here, like 400, right? And then we're also underneath this ascending support, which is bearish. So that's why I could say we could like bounce back up to 388, 389 to retouch that support, and then we fall back down, right? That's what or we could just straight up gap down to this level down here, and then we'll probably move up, because this is a strong support. So those are the two scenarios that I'm seeing. I'm looking for the gap down, right? And then I close my puts, then I get calls going into Fed Powell and he pumps it up for us. That's what I'm looking for. But like I said, on the weeklies, yeah, interesting stuff, huh? Yeah, on the weekly candles, we always gap down. So that's why I'm looking for the gap down. But there's definitely that possibility where we just run up to 388, 389, and then come down to fill that gap. But so the bearish flag that I have here, it ends around 370, 374. So that's my end target, honestly. Feel me? You feel me? So we had that bear flag consolidation, like steep drop consolidation, followed by a bigger move to match that, right? And that's where my target is. And then that will take care of the bear flag, right, or the gap right here. And then we can move back up and fill the gap up here. Like, we still have to fill this gap. That's what's leaning me bearish. We still have to retouch these lows right here. And then we can start moving back up to fill the gap above. And right now, why I'm still leaning bearish is the D trend, right? The ascending supports, we broke underneath it. I think we need to at least retouch this trend, this retrend. Like, so this trend right here, we can retouch it and then fall down, right? That's the second scenario that I mentioned. Or just straight gap down, then move up. We could retest it and then keep going. Those are the scenarios, fellas. What do you guys? How you guys feeling? Let me see the chart, the votes. We got 10 votes right now. Everyone's bullish for Monday. That's interesting. I'm bearish. Is Trippy gonna join or no? I need to know if he wants to do a live stream or not, because I'm gonna end the stream, and then we've talked about all the plays though. I think we did good. Hey, Saul, you gonna join or what? Did you want to do a live stream? Yeah, he's playing games, bro. That's why he's unreliable. Trippy, he's unreliable. I can't trust him. Check what? What's up? Unreliable, brother. What's up? Nah, hold up. Let me put you on blast so people can hear you. Hey, do you want to do your DD stuff or nah?
We can review some DD.
Is it good enough to make it a separate video, or you want to attach it onto this stuff?
We can make it like a little segment for what.
For some reason though, your audio is like hella low.
You want to see?
Your audio is like hella low. You like doing something or what? Or is it just?
Hello?
Yeah.
Is it bad still?
You sound like you're far away. Let me.
Fix that right now.
Maybe I need to turn you up a little bit or something.
I could fix it right now. Hold up.
I mean, I got you at 100 though, so you good on my end. Output volume, yeah, you should be good on my end. So those are the things that I had. I mean, I've basically covered everything that I like. Now we're gonna kind of shift this over to Trippy, I think. Do you want to do like an individual? Yo, what's up?
Can you hear me
good?
better?
Yes, sir. What was wrong? Gotta restart it. You want to do your own video? Like, you want me to close this one up and then do your own shit? What are we watching? SPY right now? The line? Oh, Snow, we're bearish.
Hello?
Yo, what's up?
I should be better, right?
What's up with China? Yeah, what's the DD
Hey,
trip?
good afternoon, stream. I have, I wanted to hop on because I wanted to show and share some important DD that I've stumbled upon.
Yeah. But do you want me to do your own stream, like as your own separate video? I can write
This
this
is just like a little extra thing, you know?
the cherry on top kind of thing.
Yeah, check the Trippy chat. I'm starting it off right now.
Is it like good data though, or?
Yeah, it's stock market data.
But like, cause I'm already like running 2 hours, my guy. So I don't want to make a 3-hour video. That's why I just wanted to make a different one. How you feeling?
It could be quick.
All right. I mean, I have time. I just don't want to make it like a 3-hour video, because then people lose interest in it. Feel me?
No, this is the best part. I'm right here.
We could. Okay, yeah. But I'm just saying, people aren't gonna see your stuff though, because people will. I want people to hear what you got to say, but by the 3-minute mark, people.
This is only for the people who want to win. They'll be watching right now.
But don't you want everybody to win?
You gotta find it to win, right?
I think if we cut the stream, restart the stream, just start it off with the freestyle.
This is relatable, DD.
Yeah, we can still do another stream and it be relatable. I just want to get you your moment, you know. You feel me? Huh?
Then I'm gonna just leave them.
For
we
real?
can do the other stream.
And like right now though, right? I'm just gonna close it up and then restart it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's do it. All right, y'all. Hey, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. We're gonna wrap up this video, and then I'm gonna come back on with Trippy in like 5-10 minutes with some juicy stuff you don't want to miss. So make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and if you missed most of the SPY stuff, go back to the beginning. I think I did a good job of giving you my opinion is not what's gonna happen. This is just stuff what I think, right? So none of this is financial advice. Trippies is financial advice, is it or no?
It's all facts, all bangers.
It's all
No
facts, but not financial advice. Okay, my bad. It is gonna be banger, and we're gonna do a freestyle on that one, or nah? I can load up a beat.
next stream.
Next stream, all right, we'll do that. Okay, y'all stay tuned. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. Mr. Plug Recruiter, hopefully we see you in a bit. Saul, shout out to him shooting up. And then Big Kahuna, thank you guys. I'm gonna end the stream, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace. Hey, you ready?